up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Enchanted Ways. If this is your first time here, hello, I'm Danielle, and I make videos on spirituality, witchcraft, hoodoo, and topics of that nature. So today I am continuing with our protection types series and talking about cross me not barriers. So cross me not barriers, first of all, cross me not is a hoodoo term, and it has a double meaning. Cross me not as in don't cross this line, this barrier, and cross me not as in you can't curse me, because cross is the term for curse in hoodoo. So double meaning. And in other traditions it's simply called barrier magic, or it's sometimes called wards. So it's a form of preventative banishing. Instead of waiting for somebody to attack you or waiting for, the general negativity to take its toll on you, you are being proactive and keeping harm away from you, keeping anything away from you that would mean you harm, and just stopping it in its tracks in the first place. So cross me not barriers are used to just keep general negativity away, just general low vibrational energy that's just around and floating in the atmosphere. It's not being directed at anybody, but it can take your toll. It can definitely attach yourself, bring your vibe down, have you angry or feeling some type of way and you don't know why. Just when you're not feeling good, or somebody just had an argument, whatever, it's a bunch of energy going around and it's just there. So it keeps that away. It's also used to deflect people, animals, spirits, again, energy. It can be used to spot snakes in the grass. So you put this barrier up and it's going to show you who really doesn't mean you harm, that's been in your life. This could be family, this could be friends, some people that you feel comfortable letting into your home, letting into your personal life. Setting up these types of barriers are going to show you who has ulterior motives. Now, depending on how long you've been working this magic, how long you've had this barrier up, and depending on the person as well, it can, depending on those different things, how it manifests is going to be different. So say, for instance, you've got a crone, okay? If you didn't know crones are not to be fucked with, let me tell you, they're not to be fucked with, okay? You don't cross people that have been doing magic longer than you've been alive. You just don't. That doesn't make any sense. So a crone, somebody who's been doing magic, our elders who have been elders in the craft, that puts up a barrier, you might not be able to come in their neighborhood, let alone get near their house. You might not be able to, depending on how serious how serious this spell is, you might not even come in the city. Something might happen, you're not going to visit. Flights canceled, blizzards, all sorts of things. Just, I can't go to grandma's house. You don't really love grandma, so you don't need to go to grandma's house. So it could be something like that, or you just put it up. Okay, maybe the person will actually come into your house, but their behavior will be different. It'll be somebody who was comfortable, just making themselves at home, maybe, and roam around. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Maybe they just act different. They stay in the living room, they stand up, they won't sit down anymore. Or maybe they just won't even come in the house altogether. They'll just sit in the car and have a whole conversation from the driveway. They're not coming in. And again, depending on the person, how sensitive a person is. Somebody who's not very spiritual, it might take them a while to get the hint. Something severe might have to happen to just keep them from coming to your house. Versus someone who's really sensitive to energies or what have you, like that first day or whatever, or how often however often after you've put your barrier down, it's a fresh barrier, you say. And it's only a week old. But somebody is sensitive to energies, they're sensitive to vibes, they'll already pick up on it, even though the barrier isn't that strong yet. They can just sense that they're not welcome. They might feel uncomfortable, jittery, they're not as, warm or talkative. Like, those are signs that your barrier magic is working. And protective magic in general, if you're doing just general protection magic, these are things that can manifest and show you this person doesn't have the best of intentions, show you that your spell is working. So that's a way to spot snakes in the grass. Travel barriers can be used or created from like using a stone or a crystal or some type of symbol of protection, something portable that you want to keep in your car. You can do that for keeping your car protected on the go. You can make some sort of barrier stone that you keep in each of your cars. That's what I would recommend, so you won't be kicking yourself because you left your stone on the altar and you left it in another car and now you're taking a different car. That can be used, or you can just place a barrier, place a force field around your car, around your home, around your workplace, around your children's school, places that you frequent. Now, when it comes to places like that, that aren't your home, it's going to be kind of weird that you're walking around the property. Be smart about that. Pick your timing right. And you might want to even just use a stone in cases like that. If you know you're going to run into some trouble if you come up to the school looking suspicious, you're walking around the school with a dropper or powder, like what are they doing? You might just want to put a little inconspicuous stone somewhere, throw it under a bush as you're walking, to the PTC meeting or something like that. Think outside the box when it comes to things like that. Now, your own home, you don't care. Just sprinkle your dust or powders or your dirt or whatever it is that you're using. If you have that type of mix, like I have protection salt, I have black salt. You can check out my protection salt video. That's something that you could use in a barrier spell. You don't need any type of special oil that says cross me not or barrier oil or something. You don't have to have that. It's protection magic. All you're doing is what makes it the barrier is how you're placing it around. The fact that you're creating a wall around your home or around your car or around your business or what have you with this protection ingredient. So same thing with oil, and just get you a little dropper. That'll be helpful so you won't be spilling stuff all over the place. If you're using waters, that would be something useful to use too, instead of, wasting all your war water, splashing it around and stuff. Or you can just, dip your fingers in there and sprinkle. It's the intention that matters. You don't have to pour the whole jar of something around your property. It's the intention. And you could come back to this and refresh it once a month or so. Depends on where you live and like traffic. If you're in an apartment building, you might want to place your protection barriers down every week or so. If you're in a big apartment building, that's a lot of energy. You're being protected from a lot of stuff. So you might need to do that more often versus, you're living in the countryside, low crime, not a lot of people around. The next house is 2 miles over. Once a month might be appropriate for you. Brick dust is something that you can use. That's very traditional hoodoo. A very traditional hoodoo tool to use for protection magic. If y'all remember Skeleton Key, that's what they were using, brick dust. And because of a brick's strength and what it's used for, the symbology of that, it makes for a very strong and sturdy protective barrier. And it can be used as a filter. Now, it depends on your intention. Okay, and same thing with black salt. It depends on, you know, who made that salt and what intention they put in it. It depends on how you made that black salt, because black salt can be like the strongest thing ever if you make it that way, to where not even good spirits are going to cross black salt. Your spirit guides and all, they gonna be stuck at your driveway if you make black salt that way. Or you could do your intention where you allow spirits that work towards your highest good in, and so you set up your barriers as filters instead of just, you know, straight up walls. That's up to you. Now, when it comes to letting spirits in, a little tip I have as far as wording your intention, I don't say may spirits with good intentions enter, because I don't give a fuck about your good intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Are you working towards my highest good? Are you working in truth? Are you working in wisdom? Are you working from a place of love? So that's what I do. So that's what I say when I make my intentions. Only spirits who work towards my highest good through love, truth, and wisdom only may enter, or that's all that I invite in. I say that and when I'm doing my divinations, when I'm working with my ancestors, so I don't have to worry about bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I word it that way because there's no avoiding trials and tribulations. But at the very least, they can be lessons, you know. At least they can be lessons, you know. At least if all hell breaks loose in my life, I've put protections in place so that those setbacks are setups for a blessing, as my sister would say. And it's not a spirit or spirits just wreaking havoc because they can. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I do. I took my notes in a weird way. That's why I keep flipping this page. Keep flipping this page over and over. So, when to perform barrier or cross me not barrier spells. The Saturn planetary hour is good. Mars planetary hour if you're looking for something more aggressive. Thursday, because it's all about, I said Thursday, Jupiter planetary hour. Jupiter rules over Thursday. Jupiter planetary hour, because it's about protection and justice. And Sunday, that's my like all-purpose day, because Sunday is all about success. So those are good days for protection. I would even throw in the Venus planetary hour. What people don't talk about a lot is most, if not all, love goddesses are warrior goddesses too. Okay, that always went hand in hand in the ancient world. The love goddesses could also kick your ass. We forget about that side of that shadow side of the Venus energy. So you could throw that out there. So I'm gonna throw that out there too. You could use that. And so likewise, the days that you can work with: Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, if you're gonna work with that war aspect of Venus, or if you're going to work with the Mars energy, Mars planetary hour, work on Tuesday, you know, that's going to be a more aggressive, or it can be, your more aggressive protection. And I said I was going to mention that because, like I said in the Benevolent Spirits video, you can have protection that you can have a wall that's just a wall, or you can have a wall with snipers on them. And the snipers are an incentive. You know what I'm saying? It's more than a block. I ran into some trouble trying to comfort this person. It wasn't just, not only were they protected, but now shit is happening in my life. Now I'm distracted. I don't even want to bother them. And it all depends on how you word your intention. Your aggressive protection could be in the form of somebody getting hurt if they try to come for you. Or financial woes, or, you could just cause confusion in their life. It all depends on what you want to see happen for your aggressive forms of protection. And you can also set up a reversing barrier. You could also incorporate a reversing oil or some type of element, a reversing element, like throw in some crab shell powder, and reverse it back, or maybe throw in, say for instance, instead of having an actual barrier that you're sprinkling, a more permanent form is you could bury jars on your property. You could put mirrors in those jars. That's a very common thing that you'll find in like protection witch bottles and that sort of thing. But you could be using, some people will use the broken mirrors and stuff like that because it's going to cut, it's going to hurt that person. You're not, if you come my way, you're going to be sorry. That sort of thing. But it could also be used as reflection. So whatever they tried to send to you, well, then that's what they get back. So you don't have to think too much. It's like, okay, well, you're just going to get a taste of your own medicine. I don't want to get into that too deep because we're going to talk about reversing spells, which is another form of, aggressive, can be very aggressive protection. It just depends on what did the person send your way to begin with. What are they going to get back? But I'm getting ahead of myself. Aggressive forms of protection, your fiery wall of protection, that sort of thing is going to burn them. Not only is that fiery wall like a purifier, if you're using it as a filter, okay, well, all of the negativity is being burnt off and we're transmuting it. Now only positive energy can come on the other side of this filter. Or it can just be, like in Once Upon a Time when they were in that red room, fires everywhere, you can't get out. It's like lashing out at you. It could be that sort of fiery wall of protection. It's all about where your moral compass points. I don't worry about morality when it comes to protecting myself, quite frankly. I just try to move from a place of wisdom. What does that say? 18 minutes. Huh? I'm going to have to do some editing. Anywho, I'm trying to think. There's so much I feel like I wanted to say. That's why I'm freestyling. I'm going to be editing, I'm sure. So let's get into the types of herbs you can use. See if some stuff come back to me. Alderwood, Wart's unseen threats. Major celandine, an elderberry, keeps the law away. Fennel can keep unwanted spirits away. Dill keeps evil people and spirits away. St. John's, preferably picked on summer solstice, is a powerful protectant that keeps demons and powerful malevolent spirits away. And just reading that, it did remind me of something I wanted to say as far as aggressive protection. Two things I wanted to say. Oh, I almost forgot because I mentioned war water. I definitely want to talk about war water because that's what I have used and had great success with it as far as protection. So aggressive protection, as I was saying, it's all about your intention. That's why I'm being so general, because it's all in, what do you want to happen to the person that comes for you? What do you want to happen to the person that tries to rob your house? What do you want to happen to the person, the creep that's talking to your kids playing outside? What do you want to happen? You put that in there. So maybe they hit a tree when they leave your house. You know, maybe the creep hits a tree. Maybe they go home and they find out their spouse filed for bankruptcy, you know, and all hell breaks loose in their house. Maybe they come down with an illness. All sorts of things. It's really all about what do you want to see happen to the person who tries to harm you. And just take your time. Think about the situations that you've dealt with in the past. Think about situations that you might possibly deal with. And what would you want to happen? Because, of course, we don't want the person who just steals our newspaper to wrap their car around the tree. Or maybe we do. I don't know. It depends on you. What do you want to happen to the person that steals your newspaper every day? You know, do you want it to be something severe? Or are you of the school of thought, well, let's let that person just deal with, you know, regular, you know, mayhem. They come outside and it's flat tires. Somebody cutting the grass and put a dent in their car or broke their window. Little mishaps, you know, that can be aggressive protection. You know, well, this person's dealing with some stuff now. It's not that they just stayed away. They're dealing with some BS too. We could do, okay, well, that's a minor offense, so here's a minor punishment. And for major offenses, major punishment. You could do it like that instead of, you know, well, everybody gonna die that tries to cross me. Yeah, and so war water, what I wanted to say, my experience with war water. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all my war water. Whoa. Oh, it looks diabolical now. Look at it. At first it looked like, you know, nice red Kool-Aid and the nails hadn't rusted or anything. And now it's this. This can probably kill someone because I only had to put war water down once. Like when it was maybe a few months when we moved here. Bitches coming to my house, knocking on my door like somebody owed them money, looking for people and stuff. And we're not going to do that. I put the war water down. They haven't been back. I haven't had any troubles. And that was when it was new. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. As nasty as this looks now, all manner of evil is going to break out for anybody that tries to do harm to me. And speaking of war water, since I brought it up, war water does not have to only be for curses. That's what it's, you know, kind of known for. Fucking a motherfucker up. And traditionally, you would actually go to your enemy's house and break the jar of war water on their step. I wouldn't advise that. Anybody trying to catch charges, trying to do witchcraft. But it can be a very aggressive protectant as well. And I've definitely witnessed this. So I say aggressive as in how many spells have you been able to cast one time and I had to worry about it in almost a year? That's some aggressive shit. So we love you, war water. Anywho, this video is getting long. If I think of anything else, I will add it. Now I have to edit this somehow because Vlogstar don't want you to put nothing in here this long. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned for more. Thank you to all of my new subscribers for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.